Before we start, I just want to give a quick thank you to all of the crewmates who are supporting the channel on the SocraTetris Patreon page. If you are enjoying the channel, consider pitching in $3 a month in order to help me make videos and to have your name credited here at the start. With that said, let's begin. Comparison is the death of true self-contentment. From John Powell's book, Happiness is an Inside Job. It's a quote both wrongfully attributed to Teddy Roosevelt and Mark Twain, but could accurately be attributed to the majority of my experience as a YouTube essayist. This is my noob era. When I started my channel, I had a lot of inspirations, which I tried to copy wholesale. I had zero audio, video, animation, or film experience, so I copied the homework of Extra Credits, Gaijin Goomba, Wisecrack, and Game Theory. My first video even features a rant Sona and that JPEG joke where you show a picture of a butt when you say the word butt. I was not clued into the growing movement of personal essayists that were growing out of the angry reviews and nostalgia comedians of the early years. The next kind of video I tried to emulate were what I called design shows. Rather than talk about specific games, these videos would choose a topic and use various games as examples of ludic or narrative design done well. That or go extremely in-depth on a single game from many angles and covering significant minutiae. Game Maker's Toolkit, Adam Millard, Noah Caldwell Gervais, Rasputin, Joseph Anderson, H. Barmaguy, to name a few. At this time, I was under a mistaken impression that everyone I admired must also have experience developing games to speak with such authority. So I kept my nose down. I kept my videos strictly on the topic of philosophy. I tried to take myself out of the videos as much as possible. I thought, this is what people want. Objective, interesting, educational, and about nerdy things. I would only realize much later that most the people I watched were, like me, a critic speaking authoritatively about their experiences and opinions. All of these people over the years would begin writing more personally, not less. Meanwhile, I stuck to my guns and I finally got one video out that received a few thousand views. But the very first comment I got on that video was, "You should make videos more like Game Maker's Toolkit." I responded kindly, but that comment pissed me off. Mark Brown already exists. I am not him. Go watch his videos. This is when I entered my petty era. I would enjoy watching video essays all the same. I was purposefully starting to find many small channels to watch, but there was a niggling thought in the background whenever I watched successful channels. That thought was, these channels and myself are no worse than the big channels. Why did they succeed and I didn't? And yes, I noticed that most of my inspirations were white men who weren't, at least publicly, neurodivergent. I fixated on this aspect for a while. I tried to hide myself in my videos as much as possible. I stopped using Facecam. I talked faster than normal. I tried very hard to achieve peak relatability, to pass as just another white guy on the internet talking about games. And it worked. I even received a comment that read, "Why is your channel avatar black when you are obviously white?" Who in the audience has read Ralph Ellison's Invisible Man? Just me? Being mixed race in a society where everyone else has had that one easy label since birth is a wild struggle, y'all. Every social gathering, every person I say hello to is like spinning a roulette wheel of what race that person will decide I am. I experience this in real life all the time, so why wouldn't it also happen on the internet? But ultimately, I concluded that success on YouTube specifically was all a matter of luck and pluck. Try hard for a long time to get lucky. I don't know successful people, so I can't benefit from the luck of others either. That led to a weird thought. If other people are the problem, what if other people are also the solution? This began my collaborator era. I had been collecting dozens of channels of video game essayists that I respected and watched daily. I reached out to people to speak with them about my favorite thing, how games convey meaning and philosophy. I reached out to everyone regardless of background. I didn't want to be writing alone in my room anymore. I wanted a community. To my surprise, most everyone I reached out to said yes. Not every yes turned into a video. People have real lives and real jobs. I lived with my parents at the time, and I was working Uber for 60 hours a week. I had a more flexible schedule, even if it wasn't a good schedule. I even started having people reach out to me. Etra Games, Gyro Gaming, and I worked on a video game literacy project together. Still one of my favorite collabs. Always going to remember this one. Zolty invited me to the community of video essayists I have today. Then it happened. I finally got one viral video. Warframe, the whole story. Why this video and not any of my other ones? I have a lot of theories, but it heavily revolves around some random person making a meme and sharing it on Reddit. Can you believe that? All of my luck and pluck finally paid off, but it was for a reason completely unrelated to this community of people that now stands as my inspiration for creating. What cruelty this success has been. I had been playing around with being more vulnerable with my art leading up to this video. After this video, I realized that most of my viewers were there for Warframe, not for me, not for my friends. I was irrelevant. So now I am rebelling against my own success. I am being even more vulnerable. I am writing about what matters to me. I am being more myself than I ever was before. I want to be important to my videos. I don't want a successful channel if I don't get to be a part of it. I'm a gamer, a philosopher. I'm mixed race. I'm also a race anti-realist. I'm an autist. I am not an auteur. Yet with all of these things known, what I want most is for people to say, this Alex Holmes guy might have a couple interesting ideas. Let's give him a few minutes. If you've decided to give me a few minutes of your time, hey, thank you. And I'll see you at the next video. Stay true.